Welcome to the channel. Welcome to DS Trucks. In this video, I want to talk about whether or not you should drive in four-wheel drive when it is raining outside. Right now, we are in our 2019 F-250, and it's raining, and we are in four-wheel drive. Now, for me, it depends on the vehicle. Not every truck that I have, I want to be in four-wheel drive all the time when it's raining. Certain situations, I generally will shift into four-wheel drive. For example, if I'm in my wife's truck, she's got a 2.7 EcoBoost. It has 355 gears. If it's just raining like it is now, and I put it in four-wheel drive and try to do normal driving around town, it does get bound up pretty bad, so it's not really ideal. You want a little bit more slippery surface for that particular truck. But with my F-250, on the other hand, with 430 gears, and it's raining like it is now, with the 430 gears, I can get away with just driving around generally around town and around the city. If it's just raining, that's enough of a slippery surface for the tires to be able to kind of scrub or kind of move along the concrete without binding up the entire drivetrain quite as much as it does in like my wife's F-150 that has the 3.55 gears. And I think it has something to do with the actual gear ratio and the torque being applied to the ground. It just overcomes it a lot better. So we're in four-wheel drive. As you can see, the steering wheel's not really jittering too much, and it's not really like having any issues. Now, that being said, about my wife's 2.7, if it's raining like this and I'm getting down onto the freeway and we're gonna hit a puddle here, I'm kind of hitting a puddle like that, I'm gonna kind of touch my brakes so they don't get, washed out and they won't grab. But with my wife's 2.7, like I said, around town it gets kind of bound up in this little bit of rain, so it's not desirable for me to have it in four-wheel drive for just this kind of rain. If it really stormed, maybe, but just for this little light rain, not worth it. But if I was in her truck and getting onto the highway and gonna do like something like this where the turns are pretty slight, they're not real sharp turns, I think it's gonna be beneficial. There's a little water on the road here, gonna slow down a bit, getting into the center where there's less of this hydroplaning. I think it's gonna be beneficial for me to be in four-wheel drive, even in her truck on the highway. So if it's raining like this, I'm gonna be in four-wheel drive, all four wheels going in the rain, and I'm just gonna shift kind of right before I get on the highway, and then once I get off, I'll go ahead and shift out and take advantage of the fact that it can shift on the fly. Now with the 250, this 250, it does shift on the fly, but really it does it better when the vehicle's stopped. It does not shift well when you're going. You definitely can't do it at highway speeds. I wouldn't try to do a four-wheel drive shift going 66, 67 miles an hour. The owner's manual says that you can shift into four-wheel drive, I believe, up to like 55 miles an hour. On the truck before this one, I tried that a couple of times, shifting at under 55, realizing, it's a little bit snowier than I thought or whatever, and I get on the freeway and try to shift it in. And it does it sometimes, and sometimes it makes a grinding noise. So for these F-250s with the locking hubs, I always stop these trucks, and shift them. And, I've tried to do it rolling and all that, like the manual says you can do it. And it seems like it does it, but sometimes it gives you a warning message. And tells you that you need to roll it backwards or roll it forward a little bit so it can complete the shift. So I generally like to stop, shift it, and I never have any issues doing it that way. So I feel like the shift on the fly with the 250s is a little bit touchier. It really is beneficial, in my opinion, to go ahead and stop and shift the F-250, just because the four-wheel drive system is a little bit different. It's a little bit less forgiving while shifting, while moving. But like I say, highway driving, raining like this, you got four-wheel drive. Why not use it? Four-wheel drive is going to be good for any speed, up to however fast you drive your truck. There's really no speed limit for four-wheel drive high. Four-wheel drive low is something that's rarely used, and there is kind of a speed limit there. You don't really want to use that going more than like 30-40 miles an hour, really even slower than that. But yeah, four-wheel drive high for the rain, absolutely. But now with my F250, I can use four-wheel drive high all the time. But back when I had a 2015, it had a different gear ratio. It had a 3.73 gear. It got bound up in the rain too bad. It was too annoying to drive, and you could like feel it too much in the steering wheel. So it was kind of like obnoxious. It didn't have as much power or torque. See, with the 430 gears, the power and torque kind of makes you want to slide a little bit easier. So you're going around a turn and you're stepping on the gas, the rear end can kick out away from you a little bit easier than it could with the 3.73 rear gear. Now, that being said, it's also a lot easier to drive in four-wheel drive. The steering, when your steering wheel gets that judder like this, that wobble, the 430 gears seems like it eats that up. You don't feel that nearly as much, and it just drives, in my opinion, better in four-wheel drive. So I can get away with driving around town like this if it's raining. Not on dry pavement, it's just unnecessary wear and tear. It's not recommended to use on dry pavement, but with the 430 gears, the rain is enough slippage in order to use this truck in the city, around town, and definitely on the highway. Now with my 2018 F-150, which is a Lariat trim, I can drive that truck in four-wheel drive auto all the time, in the rain, in the dry, whatever. I can just put that in four-wheel drive auto and use that if it's raining. And then even with that truck, I'll go ahead and just shift it in four-wheel drive high as soon as I get on the highway, because it's going to kind of cut the power to the front wheels a lot in four-wheel drive auto, and I really don't want that if it's raining. I want to just keep all four wheels spinning. So comment below and tell me what you guys think. When do you use four-wheel drive? A lot of people don't believe in using four-wheel drive for just rain, and also a lot of people won't even use it for snow because they feel like it's going to wear out the system or whatever. And I will tell you, with modern trucks, you really don't got to worry about wearing out the system. I think safety is going to trump the wear and tear on the system. I know a lot of guys that won't use four-wheel drive on the highway, which is insane, because it's, for whatever reason, they think it's spinning too fast or whatever. But it's just better for hydroplaning, and just having all four wheels spinning is just safer in general, even for rain. Like once you get up to these speeds, this stuff can be like ice. But anyway, comment below. Tell me what you think about driving in the rain with four-wheel drive. I do most of the time with my wife's lighter duty truck with the 3.55 rear gear. I will use two-wheel drive around town. It's got a 3.55. It's not really spinning out too much, whereas this truck with the 430 gears, it does spin out a little bit. It does kick around a little bit. Whereas if I put it into four-wheel high, it's not annoying, it's not irritating, it doesn't get bound up, and it has enough slippage under the tires. With the added torque of the 430 gears, it has enough slippage under the tires so that it's just not an issue. So comment below, tell me what you think, what do you guys do, and hope to see you guys in the next video. Over and out. Bye.